support the idea that Buddha, Mahatma Gandhi, in the ancient world, now in India, there were communities called Lichavis and Vajjis. They were called republics, people republics. Now there, even a man, a woman, when before giving the life imprisonment or capital punishment, certain scholars have shown that 18 times the case is considered before a punishment is given. So there was a beautiful judicial system that was working at the grassroots. So what has happened is now we have built a pyramid where the top is so corrupt. People are afraid to talk of corruption. Because if you talk of corruption, you should be prepared to die any moment on the road by a road accident. The established vested interests are not going to tolerate that. The worst is when you try to implement their charter. I know from personal experience. A lot of people, vested interests, will oppose it. So you have to build a very strong infrastructure in these three sectors: consciousness, the economy, and power. How do we do it? Now in the Sarvodaya movement in Sri Lanka, I'm not going to give a lecture on Sarvodaya. If you are interested, come, there's another session sometime Monday, I think. There what we are trying to do is first bring people together, maybe 100, 200,000, it may be more, to satisfy a basic need. We know that we have the basic need for a clean and beautiful environment, basic need for a clean and adequate supply of water, basic need for clothing, basic need for food, basic need for housing, shelter, basic need for, say, healthcare, basic need for requirement of energies, fuel and things like that, basic need for communication, basic need for education, basic needs for spiritual and cultural needs. So we have a package of needs, basic needs. We have a little booklet published with basic needs and sub-needs, about 300 sub-needs. Then in the front page of the booklet we tell the people, get yourself organized, and with your own self-reliance and community participation and a scientific way of looking at problems, you can satisfy these basic needs without anybody's help. That way we start our work, self-reliant work. When you do that work, outsiders, maybe non-governmental organizations, various foundations, maybe even the local governments or national governments or international UN, these people come in and they begin to appreciate this. They are not bad. They begin to appreciate it and they say, okay, we will also be a part of it. So they not only give something, they also learn something from there. I know even the World Bank learned from our basic needs approach. Only thing is, World Bank doesn't know how to learn properly. In the 10 basic needs, I know they adopted it from what we were doing, but this is what I'm talking about 35 years ago, it's even more. They introduced two things, income and employment, which are not in our vocabulary. In our vocabulary, the word employment is not there. We have right livelihood. Because, according to Buddhist teachings, there are 8 steps, what we call Noble Eightfold Path: right understanding, right thoughts, right words, right deeds, right livelihood, not employment. Right livelihood, then the other 3 are spiritual, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concern. Buddha taught us to overcome suffering, human suffering, not only in this life, but in the cycle of births and deaths. This is the way, follow it, diligently follow it, skillfully follow it. So now, with this kind of right understanding, we look at employment, the economy, everything from the point of view of a totality. which is not done by people like corporations who want to earn money, governments who want to earn and keep power like that. Therefore, this has to be a people's effort. So what we have done is a charter, we have brought it down to the level of the village where the village people can understand. They read it and they decide these are the things we should do to implement the charter in our village. So now, like that, there are children's groups, youth groups, mothers groups, then all together elect a council, so whole village is the assembly. They meet once in 3 months, the council meets once in, and there's a special council for the environment. So environment is the first basic human need. Now, if you go to any of these villages where we are working, so much so now as a result of 51 years of hard work, even the government recognizes this. Even development thinkers and development administrators who never had a word about development as an awakening process is now talking about it. This is very good. Even the World Bank is helping us in our efforts. So, what I say is, this document is now there in our hands. Let us take it down to the level of the village and getting people to participate, to satisfy these basic needs, try to make a beginning. When this beginning is going on, then comes the economy. There we tell the people. Remember, Buddha has taught you there are 4 principles to be remembered when you are doing economic activity. First, efficiency in production. Efficiency in production. At the same time, conservation of what you produce and conservation of the raw material or whatever from which you produce. Then having a good interpersonal relationship with all those who are involved in this work and the type of lifestyle for which you are producing. Just imagine these 4 principles preached 2,600 years ago. Uttara Sampada, Arata Sampada, like that in Pali. So we have reminded the people, you have this in your vocabulary, you know, now practice it. So we have about 5,000 villages out of these 15,000 having their own economic system where nothing is wasted. Of course, these ideas, falling short of our ideas, but still we are going ahead. But still the central bank of our country has yet to recognize that. So that's the second. Third, I finish now. Third area, the power. We have party and power political systems. However much they fit into the countries which are very rich, where people have everything they want to eat and all that. But for our poor countries, this is not a democratic kind of thing, though it's called a democracy. So in the villages, we have introduced that age-old system of Mahatma Gandhi, approved village self-governance. So we have in 3,000 villages, we are practicing that. And from those village councils, we have formed what is called National Awakening Assembly. Already 22,500 people have been elected by the people, and they are meeting on 23rd of March in 2010, and one of the documents to be adopted nationally, not by our government, that is government business, we are people, we are not government, we will adopt the charter. That's all I have to say at this moment. Thank you.